Hi everybody, She-Ra, Princess of Power, is making a comeback later this year as a Netflix series, so I thought it was high time I reviewed what is easily and by far my favorite episode of She-Ra. Now, I've mentioned it already all the way back in 2014 during my overview of the series, and unfortunately, I've kinda just never gotten around to talking about it, given how irregular these She-Ra reviews have been. But now, no excuses. This is Sweet Bee's home. Now, interestingly, this is also one of the earliest She-Ra episodes I ever saw, and as such, I have seen a fair number of more episodes in preparation for the She-Ra reviews, for instance. However, no matter how many good She-Ra episodes I see, I always just find myself coming back to this one. Now, the plot is very straightforward, as it involves introducing Sweet Bee, a scout for the Bee People, who are luckily not the same as Eternia's Bee People, who travel through space on the space colony Hive. Hordak shoots her ship down, and later tries to trick Sweet Bee's people to land on Etheria in order to enslave them. Now, this is yet another episode where He-Man guest stars. He does that a lot in She-Ra, but this little guest appearance also has a cool little special element to it. Helping out He-Man and She-Ra rescue Sweet Bee are Mermista and Frosta. Mermista is a mermaid with a bizarrely French accent who can also turn into a human, and she has a giant swan called Enchanta, which the heroes use to travel to the IC, where the Horde originally shut down Sweet Bee's ride. However, this is hands down my favorite appearance from She-Ra's ice-powered ally, Frosta, because she immediately takes a strong liking to He-Man. Now, there's been a few incidental moments in He-Man's own show where the female cast members have been a bit attracted to him, but Frosta is really aggressive, and I love how He-Man can't handle her. Plus, it's little moments like when He-Man saves Frosta, where you get the feeling the animators were just having a field day.
Hey! If you could leave Frosta alone for a minute, He-Man, we could use a hand.
Leave her alone? Why,
Note that Frosta still manages to kick ass, even if she appears a little too invested in He-Man. This all just makes me regret there isn't an episode featuring both Frosta and Teela. Man, I'd pay good money to see those two have at it. But there are other really good parts of this episode. A thing Filmation loved to do in these He-Man guest spots was to have a double transformation sequence, but I always feel they edit them a little awkwardly. This one is by far my favorite because it doesn't skimp out on either of the transformations, and let's face it, He-Man's is way shorter, so I like seeing the whole thing. We also get some really good action scenes, but it's actually the writing in this episode which is great. He-Man, for instance, has no qualms about Sweet Bee's people coming to Etheria, but it's actually She-Ra who points out that since the Horde technically rule the planet, it's not a safe place for the Bee People to settle down. Though I still don't know what the hell the rebels are worried about, since She-Ra can easily kick their asses into next Sunday in every episode. Now again, She-Ra does use some bullshit powers to make a diving mask, although I suppose it's nice to see there's one element where He-Man actually is better equipped, since he could dive unaided really easily on his own show. However, it's the finale which is actually pretty clever for once. Since Hordak has already tricked the Bee People, he destroys the rockets on Sweet Bee's ships so she can't warn them. So it requires the combined strength of He-Man and She-Ra to send her into space. Now, this is actually the kind of level-headed yet awe-inspiring use of their superpowers, which I honestly would have wanted to see more of in She-Ra, rather than just her OPing everyone. Although, the scene of her punching that crab robot is probably one of my favorite pieces of animation in this whole episode. So overall, Sweet Bee's Home is a really entertaining episode, and Sweet Bee actually came back for a second appearance in Assault on the Hive, which actually featured Skeletor, Beastman, and Trapjaw. Though, to be honest, it wasn't nearly as good of an episode. This one, however, I highly recommend. Until next time, I have the power, so can you.